Welcome, guys. So welcome to the September 2022 Instructor webinar. Today, as panelists, we have myself and we have Thibaut. Thibaut, do you want to turn video on so we can see?
It's turned on. It's just my connection is so bad. That's
okay,
so
no worries.
The best I can do.
No worries. And oh, there you go. And we're also joined by Ali. Welcome everybody. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a short introduction of all the, just kind of want to give you kind of the personnel overview on the movement side. Then we're going to go into the rewrite of waves 1 through 3. And then we'll talk about base training and the connection of base training to the WAVE program and you all. And that's been kind of a topic of hot conversation inside the company. And so we thought we'd share with where we are and kind of where the roadmap leads us next. So let's just start by talking about some of so I just wanted to, Thibaut, as you probably all know, is the new head of WAVE content and standards, but it was after the last webinar that he came on board as the new content standards head. And so just wanted to kind of introduce him again. So Thibaut, do you want to say a couple of words?
Yeah, thank you, Chris. I hope you can hear me because the connection is not the best tonight. But first, I'm really happy to be in this position and to keep doing the great work that we started with already. And it's really a pleasure to participate in the programs and try to take into account all the feedbacks we received from you guys. So everyone, or as much as I can.
Okay. Well, we're certainly very, very happy to have you on board. I also wanted to announce a couple of new board members. So Natalia Zarkova has come on board the board, as well as Julia Dominguez. And Natalia is also taking the lead as the new content lead for base training. And so she's having a lot of input on base training and specific programs, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And then we've kind of solidified around this role of coordinator, and the three main products of movement, or the three main areas of movement, are WAVE, base training, and then the kids program. And the coordinators for those roles, for those different programs, just so that you guys know, Roberto Orozco is, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, Roberto. He is the WAVE program coordinator. Veronica Cruz is the program coordinator for base training, and Michelle Wee is now the program coordinator for the kids program. So you'll be hearing a lot from those folks with respect to those programs. So just FYI, I just want to let you guys know. Okay, so let's just head off into the meat of it. We've been in progress with a rewrite. So made a rewrite and an update of the WAVE 1 to 3 materials. And we are almost done on that. And so to give us a little bit of an update on where we are and the objective of the project, which I think Thibaut alluded to, I'll turn it over to Thibaut to let us know kind of where we are on the rewrite and kind of what we can expect to see from that.
Thank you, Chris. So actually, we are quite advanced into the rewriting of the manuals Wave 1, Wave 2, Wave 3. We are at the stage where we are reviewing the slides that the instructor uses to teach the courses. So The content of the manuals have been updated already. We try to take into account all the feedback we could about some theory parts missing in the manuals. A lot of skills, especially, were not described in the manuals, in the diving techniques, such as the turn in swimming pool, or even the fall was not fully described, that kind of skills. We try to add as many as possible, the duck dive and the dolphin dives. We try to balance a little bit the chapters about trauma between wave 1 and wave 2. There was a lot in wave 1, and like we thought maybe for beginners it was more useful to balance with the wave 2 manual. And one of the feedback we had was the difficulty for pure beginners to go through the dolphin dive. So we are back to duck dive in wave 1, and especially with one arm that stays on the nose to equalize. And then we introduce the dolphin dive only from wave 2. And both this time are described in the manuals. And we really try to make the base training more integrated in the content, like it's an integral part of the course. That should be an objective for us instructors, that our students subscribe to a program, like we have access to some free program after the course. They should be put to good use, and it's the best for the students. Especially, you have great programs now like the Frenzel Fundamentals or others, and some more to come. So like we tried really to put this chapter a bit more into the heart of the manual, because it's an essential part as well. So we hope to be done with all the updates soon. We are working also on the illustrations to add some more. It was one of the feedback. There was need for more graphics and drawings to understand things better. So we are working also on this at the moment. So let's say 1 month, we hope to be.
Okay, I think we might have just lost audio on Thibaut, but he went through the bulk of that. And so, yeah, we're targeting for next month to have the new manuals and new materials available for everybody. If so, please let us know if you have any questions or concerns about that. But big shout out to the team who has been working on that tirelessly and trying to kind of go through all of the feedback that we've received over the years to update the wave 1 and the wave 1 through 3 manuals. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic, which is base training. And so we've been working really hard this year to try and integrate the base training products and the wave products. And in really the objective behind our efforts is to kind of create a more, to create a smoother progression for students, and to introduce them to the idea that to basically kind of get them to integrate freediving into their day-to-day life, right? Like, as we all know, freediving is a practice. And so having them have a little bit more of a step process from wave 1 to wave 2 or lap 1 to lap 2 has been really kind of driving our efforts to try and figure out ways to get people to embrace the idea of training, which is going to improve their skill set, which can improve their abilities, and then most of all, just have them enjoy freediving more, as we all know, and then keep them engaged enough to be able to make the transition from wave 1 to wave 2, the first levels to the second levels. As we all know from our own schools, the the rate at which people move down the funnel from wave 1 to wave 2 is relatively, it's a relatively small percentage. And so the objective of the project is to try and widen that funnel, right? Get more people to move from wave 1 to wave 2, to really kind of embrace the freediving lifestyle. So we've tried to change base training and with that intent. And so we've taken a couple of steps previously. We're having we took some feedback on some of the announcement we had earlier this year, and have kind of changed the plan a little bit and wanted to share that with you guys. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you is that, we're trying to move base training into a place where it can be used more as a teaching tool for you all. And so the first step of that was the Frenzel Fundamental Program. And so shout out to Adam for creating that program and getting that to us. And it's been just a tremendously successful program. There's been a lot of interest and a lot of participation in it. It's been added more than 400 times. And the objective over the next year is to kind of build out some of these other fundamental kind of programs, and they're designed to try and get people over these learning humps that we all see in our students. So Frenzel is maybe was the most kind of low-hanging fruit in a way, because as we all know, the pass rate on wave 1 courses is typically constrained by people's ability to equalize. And so by putting the Frenzel Fundamental Program and having that available for registered students, we're hoping that we'll be able to really increase the pass rate. And we're seeing actually results from that anecdotally. The people, instructors who are having their students take the Frenzel Fundamentals program prior to the course date are seeing a much higher pass rate among their students. And so, whether it happens before or after, it's a very effective teaching tool. And there's one school that I'm aware of which has pretty high volume, where they teach, they give kind of an introduction to Frenzel prior to the course. And they're seeing pass rates of pretty much 100%, 98% essentially. And so it's a really great tool for us as instructors to be able to prepare our students for the class and get them over this, which is kind of one of the more kind of challenging skills to learn, and make the actual course itself a little less frustrating. We've all had this experience of like the students who are really struggling with equalization and making the program run better and focus more on other skills as opposed to spending the entire open water session kind of working at 2 meters, 3 meters because the person is having difficulty with equalization. So similar to the Frenzel Fundamental Program, we'll be introducing other fundamentals programs as well. The first one up, which is being developed by Natalia right now, is the BiFins Fundamentals. We then are going to actually be doing a swimming fundamentals course program because we're seeing a lot of students, especially in Asia, who have some challenges with their basic swimming skills. And Alexi is committed to be doing a monofin fundamentals program as well. And so the idea behind the fundamentals programs is you as instructors would be assigning the programs that are going to be the most beneficial for your students. So, if you feel like the Frenzel Fundamentals is the way to go, then you can assign that to all of your students. If you'd like to take a different tactic and then have them take the course and then kind of identify, like obviously, we see there's a big percentage of students who don't have a problem with equalization. So maybe it would be better to kind of take the course and then assign skills based on where you see the student having the biggest skill gap or challenge. So that might be in their bifins, it might be in their swimming, et cetera, et cetera. And then also we're going to go back and revise the basic programs as well. Let's see, do we have any questions? No. Okay.
Sorry, yes. Sorry, Chris, there was one question about how to access Friends of Fundamentals before they start teaching, before they take the course. If you could answer that, please.
Nice lead in. Okay. So, so then we'll go on to the next slide. Okay. So how we have attempted to address that is to actually redesign the dashboard to allow for you as an instructor to assign a program and a base level to somebody. So let me just share my screen again here. Okay, so this is the dashboard, as you know, and let's say you have a course here. This is a Wave 1 course. So you have our friendly freediver test guy here, and so you can see that there is this new button on the side here, which says base training, set level, and assign. So this will appear as soon as the student is registered, and if you're an independent instructor, as soon as the registration fee has been paid. So you can set the level for this particular freediver and assign them a program. So you can see here, so their current base level, if it's available, and then you can update their base training level. Let's say you want to push them down to let's go make them a B3, and you can set yourself as mentor, and then submit this. And then once you've assigned them a base training level, then you'll be able to assign them base training programs based on that level. So if you can see, let's say I want to assign this, this student definitely needs help with their Friends of Fundamentals, so we're going to submit that. And this is now, the program is assigned to them, it's going to appear for them on their homepage. So if they go back to your homepage, then you'll see Friends of Fundamentals has been assigned to me. That just appeared for me here. Okay, so again, if you're on your course, if you're on the course page, and you can see here, if you go into the status for the particular course that you're teaching, that's where you can set the base levels and assign programs to them. Okay, any questions or concerns about that? Oops. Okay, let's just get this additional. Okay, let's see. Any questions? Oh, okay, go. Okay, so that's the functionality that is going to hopefully allow you as instructors to tee up your students with programs that you think are going to be helpful for them. And that's all live right now. And so the one thing that we would ask is that as you change people's base levels, always try and make sure that you're taking their ability and safety into account, right? So if this is a pre Wave 1 student, then we shouldn't be assigning the basic open water program, for example, to them. So focus on areas like, especially if you're assigning that prior to the course. If you're assigning it after the course, then obviously they'll have the safety skills and everything like that. But if you're doing this as preparation for the course, then please, for wave 1 students or lap 1 students, please stick to, the dry programs, like equalization or, the basic one dry. You'll also, if you want to kind of be assigning programs, based on the situation, you may need to explain to them the concept of zones, for example, so that they can train safely. And then finally, when you're choosing a base level, the idea is that the base level will correspond to the difficulty of the workouts, and that is being your signal on that is the zones that the student is in. So if the student is, if the student is having trouble staying in zone 1 on a base 3 program, as described in that particular exercise, then they need to dial back their base level so they can stay in the appropriate zone with the workouts that they're working on. And you all as instructors should be sensitive to that. Just don't, try and manage people's expectations about what base level they should be in, and really help them understand that they should be seeking a modification of their base level if it's either too difficult or too easy, based on kind of their experience with the actual workouts themselves. And the same thing is true for assigning programs. I mean, you as instructors have the latitude to be able to assign programs to students, but you'll need to determine that that is going to be safe for them at that time, especially pre-course. Hopefully all that makes sense. Any questions or concerns about that? May I know if it's possible to give before the theory section? Yes, it is. So we've answered that, and you can do that from the dashboard. I can only see a spinning wheel. Chris's screen is not being shared. Oh, okay. Is the Frenzel available all courses? Don't need Frenzel, but they need to find them. Yes, Frenzel Fundamentals is available for all courses. Yeah, okay, great. Okay. And then the next thing is that, like, as we discussed earlier this year, we're trying to move to a model where we can, where we'll have the financial ability to work on these programs and offer great programs. And part of that has been to do the base training plus programs. Another one is the implementation of base training as a subscription model. And we took a lot of feedback from our process of getting that up and running, and we've decided to kind of change our tactic a little bit, change the product plan. So first of all, for the remainder of 2022, there's no need to, there's not going to be any change from the existing system, which is, pretty much unlimited access to all of the free programs, and the workout generator. That's just going to continue on. But the product plan for 2023 is that when you register a student for a course, you'll be able to assign them a program, one program. So whether it is a course like lap or wave, or whether it's an upgrade course, except it's the same situation. You get to assign one program per the registration, and there'll also be a workout generator that's available for free to all Molchanovs students. It'll be a little bit more of a pared down version of the workout generator. And then if the students are interested in getting more programs and having a more robust workout generator, then there'll be a charge for that. And we'll be moving to a $60 per year for those additional programs and for the full workout generator. Hope that is clear. Okay. So yeah, so the question from Darren Joseph, yeah, so you can always assign the Frenzel Fundamentals program. That will always be available at no extra cost. If you want to, like, coming in 2023, if you would want to assign them, like, let's say they need particular work on many fundamentals, then they would be signing up for a subscription, and in order for you to be for them to either select or for you to assign those programs. Okay, great. And quick update on the junior program update. So so we've went through sort of a kind of a limited alpha test earlier this year, and based on a review of that, it looked like we needed to make some structural changes to the program. That's currently being revised, and the current plan is to have a launch, a kind of the beta version of the junior program available for 8 to 15-year-olds, and make that make the Wave 2 instructor certification a requirement to be a junior program instructor. This will be kind of phase 1, and then based on the results of that, we'll pivot and figure out how to expand the program, like whether we're going to offer a separate instructor course for just junior instructors, or whether that we're going to stay with the W2I as being the requirement. So we're working through some of the logistical changes on that, and the different program changes, requirements, et cetera, and so phase 1 is going to be launched in January of 2023 is the plan. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, 6:33 and 33 minutes in, and we have gone through all of the materials. So want to open it up for any questions or concerns that you all have. If there's other issues that you guys are having that you'd like to raise now. Okay, Wayne is asking, is there a demonstration for duck dive versus dolphin dive? Is there a demonstration? Thibault, can you answer that one? Is there a demonstration for the duck dive versus dolphin dive?
So far, there will be a drawing, like well explained, like for the dolphin technique, the same kind of drawing and the explanation step by step. We have the video of the dolphin dive already, and I'm gonna make sure to do a video of a duck dive very soon.
Okay, great. Is there any other questions or concerns or comments? Easy. Oh. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're hoping that this new direction for base training is one that you guys will find useful, right? And will get you more engaged students, more successful students, and ultimately that is going to be great for them as individuals who are having their first experiences with freediving, but it's also great for the ecosystem, and it's great for it's great for you as an instructor. And what we're hoping is that we're going to be increasing the engagement of students over time with freediving, with the freediving community, and their own journey. So let's see. Okay. Okay. So is the rewrite process consider the translation process? Is the rewrite process considered? Okay. So it's a great question. So the initial rewrite of the manuals is going to be in English. That'll be the first launch next month. And then it'll trickle through to the other manuals in other languages. So October will be the launch of the English versions, and then the other language, that the changes will be reflected in the other translations of the manuals. It'll just take a little bit of time for us to work through those changes. Okay. Are you going to have the French one? Thibaut, do you know have we slated a time for the rewrite to be translated into French?
I'm not sure exactly how it is at the moment. I know that last month when I was way too busy to say yes, I have been asked to review a French version that I'm a bit less underwater. I'm gonna be able to work on this. But the project for French version for sure.
Yeah, so we think we caught most of that. Unfortunately, so we don't yet have an ETA when the rewrites will be available, but they'll be coming, in serial order as we kind of work through obviously Russian is going to be kind of one of the first ones out because we have a big community there. French, Spanish, Chinese, Korean, and other languages will come in as quickly as we can get them processed. Okay. Great. Oh, I think we lost Thibaut. Okay, so if there isn't any other questions or concerns or comments, then I think we can wrap this webinar. And to the extent that you have any other things that occur to you, please feel free to email us or message us, and we'll get back to you with answers as quickly as we can. And thanks for your patience on some of the base training changes. I know that we're shifting, and we're trying to kind of get the right integration that is going to be best for students, going to be best for the ecosystem, and be best for you guys as instructors. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. And everybody, have a great weekend, and let's go make some freedivers.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for joining. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can always send us a message either on Instagram, on Facebook. My email, help@molchanovs.com, is the best one, because that way Mira can send it to the right person depending on what subject it is. And yeah, if there's something on the Facebook group and I haven't seen it or answered, you can always feel free to tag me. Thank you, Wayne. I'll see you in a few days for our instructor webinar for the Chinese instructors. We have one translated basically from Denmark. Nice. Or I hope everyone has a great Saturday day, evening, night for us on this side of the world. Calling it an early night if we're training tomorrow. And yeah, have a great weekend. Like I said, always stay in touch.